Step 3. Targeted Job Profile. Dave returned then to find out how Sam was doing at his exercises. Sam responded with, "Wow, I didn't expect that to be so revealing. But to be honest, I'm not quite sure yet. How is it going to help me get a job?" So Dave explained, "That will come in time. But you are unlikely to be happy in your career unless you are clear on what is important to you. It would have been easy to skip the previous step, but it would only have been to your detriment. Are you ready for the next step?" Sam nodded. "The next step is to develop your targeted job profile," said Dave. "So, what job do I want to do?" asked Sam. "Partly," said Dave and continued. "What is important at this stage is to realize that whatever the job title is, it is probably only, for example, about 20% of the actual job you will be doing. And the same title at two different companies could have as little as 5% in common. So step 3 is to work out what characteristics the job should have. These will need to be flexible, but will help you focus your attention. You are unlikely to get all these characteristics until you have built up your career capital. But if you know where you want to get to, you can ensure that you take the right steps to get there. So let's start with what characteristics you would want in the role. For instance, where you work." So they went through the characteristics that Sam thought would be important to him. Dave was happy they had made a good start. So he said, "This is a work in progress, but I think the picture is starting to come into focus. The next step is to work out what roles are out there that meet some of these characteristics. This might take some investigation, so use the internet, friends, and so on. Note, you are not only looking for what you could do now, you are also looking at what role or roles you'd like in the future. Once you know that, we can add to your development plan what steps you need to get there. This is likely to take some time, so why don't you come back next week when you have more pieces to the puzzle?" Sam agreed. He'd continue to work at it and return next week. He was surprised by all the factors he had never considered before.